Hey, it's Kristen and Bethany here with Girl Defined Ministries, and in today's vlog, we want to share with you 6 ideas on how to live your single years well. So earlier this year, I remember thinking like, okay, it's another year, I'm turning 28, I'm still single, like I want to get a little bit more intentional about my single years because I don't know how long they're going to last. They may last forever. They may only last for a short little bit more of time, hopefully, but I don't know. So I don't want to waste them, like I want to just think a little bit more, be a little bit more intentional. And as I was thinking through and praying through this, I came up with 6 ideas on how I wanted to kind of grow in and improve on my single years and just really live them well. So we want to share with you 6 ideas on how you can live your single years well. So even though I'm not single anymore, I was single for 24 years, and looking back on my single years, these 6 things that we're about to share, I honestly wish that I had worked harder on them. I was working on them, but looking back, I wish I had worked even harder because now that I'm married, I see that our character as a single person, when we come into marriage, if it's strong, it's really going to give us a much stronger foundation in our marriage. So number 1, don't complain. As a single myself, I know how easy it is to just complain. Like, oh, well, I don't have this. She's just happy because she's married. Pointing fingers, always looking at other people and thinking, if I only had, complaining about our situation. I mean, I've been around singles where they literally will get upset if somebody else talks about marriage, or they don't even want to hang out with married people because they feel like they're just throwing it in their face. And I think we as single girls need to kind of revamp and just stop the complaining. Stop complaining about our situation. Stop complaining about our singleness, because that's basically like directly saying to God, like, God, you don't know what you're doing. I don't like being single and you need to get your act together, So I think tip number 1 is to stop the complaining. And number 2 ties right along with what Bethany was saying, and it's speak words of gratitude. Rather than complaining, choose to speak words of gratitude. There is honestly nothing more attractive in a girl than when you see a grateful girl and she's just overflowing with gratitude. You're like drawn to her. Yeah. It looks really good on a girl. So rather than complaining, choose to be grateful to God. Think of ways that you can express gratitude to Him and to others, and choose to live that out in your daily life. It's not only going to be attractive and beautiful in your single life, but as you know, if God calls you to marriage one day and throughout the rest of your life, that is a character quality that is so necessary. And number 3, get outside of yourself. So instead of having an inward focus, like it's all about me, what am I going to do, on Friday night? What am I going to do on Sunday? Instead, think, how can I be a blessing to other people? And number 4, get the bigger picture. As singles, and honestly, even as marrieds, it can be hard for us to forget the bigger picture in life, why we're here, what our ultimate purpose as Christians is. But I remember as a single, it was really hard because you kind of feel like, okay, once I get married, then my life really starts. Once I get to that point, I've kind of like accomplished one of my biggest goals in life. I found my soulmate or whatever, and we can lose focus on what we're actually here for, whether we're single, whether we're married. We as Christians are called to glorify God and live our lives for His kingdom purposes, not for our own. So whether you're single or married, we all need to cultivate an attitude of thinking of the bigger picture and ultimately serving God regardless of the season of life that we're in. And number 5, surround yourself with younger people and older people. I know for me, there is a temptation to kind of just stick with my singles, stick with my age group, just surround myself with people that are in the same season of life. But I found it so beneficial to really spend time with younger people and older people. I've really started hanging out a lot more with my younger siblings, and that's been a huge blessing. Just kind of seeing life from their perspective, getting to spend time, kind of investing in, into their lives, and even just spending time like with my grandparents or people in my church, intentionally going up and talking to people who aren't in my exact same age category. I think there is so much benefit from getting outside of our little bubble and interacting with people in different seasons of life. So I really encourage you to make an effort. Maybe it's Sunday at church. If you go to church, maybe go and say, hey, I don't normally talk to the older folks, but I'm going to make an effort. And I think you'll find that it is such a blessing. And number 6, commit to growing. As a single person, we can't encourage you enough to commit to growing in your relationship with God. Don't wait for the next season. Don't say, I'm going to do that later. I'm going to mature later. I'm going to get serious with God later. Choose to do it now. Build a strong foundation in your relationship with Him right now. Get in His Word. Get a Bible study. Lead a Bible study, whatever it is, get yourself into God's Word, and that will be an amazing foundation as you go through your life. And if you want to learn and grow more, I just encourage you to go to girldefined.com, check out the archives. I've written a lot on this topic since I'm still single, so if you're like, I really want to dig deeper, I really want to continue to grow, just go there. Even type in the word single, and you'll find a whole bunch of free articles to read. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more from us, subscribe to our channel below because we post new videos every Wednesday. Oh, we're like matching. Okay, it's an... Oh, snap. No, George, you had it. You didn't need to mess up.
I know, because I couldn't. The brains got crunched in my brain.
Didn't serve him. And this is...
Oh no! I literally had like a horse in my throat, like, no,
so necessary.
Yes, it is good. It is. It's a command.
Yeah.
Grateful for the Lord or whatever. I know my Bible.
But instead...
It was like a small launching plane.
No, I actually liked it. I felt like it was really personal.
I felt like the otter from Finding Dory. Like,
Arr, 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 arr.